Yeah.
But the guy's got hands.
He does
The
have
guy's
hands.
got really good hands. And if he develops a chemistry with you, that's going to make, what's his name, Marquez Callaway, that's going to make him even more dangerous.
True. I see what you're saying, but besides the big catch and a couple okay seasons in New York, what has Odell Beckham Jr. really done for you? He is the most overrated receiver in the NFL that I've ever seen. I
don't disagree. I think he's overrated as well. But I just say, look, he's a big target. He's got hands. The guy can stay with, anybody speed wise. I mean, he's a pretty quick wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I don't know. Like I'd like to see. It's something. It's better than what you got.
Right.
I mean, OBJ's better than Kenny Stills, right?
Like what Drew said last night, that's kind of comparing apples to oranges as you can compare apples to oranges. Now, I think, so let me revert back to what you said here real quick. You said that the Cleveland Browns are not in love with Odell Beckham Jr. and maybe Odell Beckham Jr. isn't in love with the Cleveland Browns either. But on the flip side of that coin, Jarvis Landry is still hurt, if I'm not mistaken. I think he got put on the IR. I'd have to check that, but he's been out the last 2 weeks. So out of necessity, the Cleveland Browns need Odell Beckham Jr. on the field.
But they're not using him.
Well, but they are using him as a decoy, and when Jarvis Landry comes back, that will mean, who do you guard then, right? Maybe because Odell Beckham Jr. still has that name notoriety where you have to guard him with a good cornerback. Like you can't put a linebacker on him.
5 targets in 2 weeks.
But still, that
5 targets.
Maybe that's because Jarvis Landry is out and they're double teaming him. I mean, like, I haven't watched the film
Odell
on it.
Beckham Jr. was prior to this, right? So he's been in the league. This is his 8th year in the league. He's had 2 seasons where he's been hurt, so he's missed some time. So I'm gonna take those 2 seasons out of it. So he had 621 yards receiving in those 2 seasons where he got hurt. So take those out of it.
Okay.
The 5 seasons that he wasn't hurt, he's got 6,332 receiving yards in those 5 seasons.
So it's not bad.
It's pretty damn good.
Right.
I mean, that's an average of a little over 1,000 yards a season.
So you saying that he is good?
I'm saying if he stays healthy and he's in the right mindset and he develops a chemistry with you, he can return to that form. He's not a top 10 wide receiver. Even with those numbers, he's not a top 10 wide receiver. He's not DeAndre Hopkins. He's not Julio Jones in his prime. He's not Megatron. He's not those guys. But he's a good weapon. And if the Saints could go out and make a play for a guy who's only getting 5 targets from his team and make him the primary receiver on your team, you're going to make him extremely happy. And when he's extremely happy, he's shown that he can perform.
He can perform, and he also can propose really well, too.